That's the nastiest sound I've ever heard.
I know.
Oh, you're on video. Damn it, George, I didn't want to see you. I don't want to see Josh either. Damn it! You guys set me up.
Who's got the group video going?
You guys set me up. It's a trap! It's a trap!
Oh, nope, it's shutting us down.
Alright, I just saw Josh shirtless for like 5 seconds. That was enough. I don't need to see more.
For some reason, it's not shutting me down. I'm taking that. Aw, damn it. More!
You tried to fuck with the Skype, but it wouldn't let it happen, George.
Oh, well.
Hey, at least we had a party for about 5 seconds.
Right?
It lasted a little while.
Josh was naked. I was getting there. This was an orgy waiting to happen.
You just got your dick in there right before the cops walked in.
Rinley Baratheon was up in here.
Yes. He was handsome.
And now he's fucking dead.
Alright, people. Welcome to Geek Meets World episode 8. Yeah, 8. And, yeah, I had to double check, because episode 7 was in 2 parts because it was so fucking long. And, I just want to say up front, for me and George, that if anybody from Good Morning Cybertron heard the podcast last time and thought that we were saying anything critical of Good Morning Cybertron, we were not. So, I'm letting that be known right now.
Yeah, true story.
Just to get it out there.
We were not being offensive.
We were not being offensive. In context, we were just discussing.
Marveling.
Yeah, we were more discussing the fact of how it works.
Impressive it is.
Yes, how it works, how it's different from what we do. But it was not a critical.
I didn't even listen to it.
Oh. Well, we got a couple comments from people about it, and we were like, oh, well, I don't know. Actually, last time I listened to Good Morning Cybertron, the Scott guy, I don't know if he was joking or serious. He got really pissed off, it seemed, early on, because he was like, I listen to so many Transformers podcasts, and they take too long to get to the topic. And I can't remember, was he just joking?
I have no clue.
Because it was one of those things where you didn't know if he was joking or being serious, and it was just kind of interesting to listen to. That was the last time I listened to Good. And then you said something like, I'm just going to go on Geek Meets World now. It was very funny. But yeah, this is episode 8, and we're here to talk about the victories in geekdom, because guess what? Sometimes we do win. Sometimes shit goes our way, and this is in honor of Toonami is now returning to television. Everybody?
Thank God.
Everybody?
Woo!
Yeah. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning.
God.
Always.
I hate you.
For April Fools this year, fucking Adult Swim showed Toonami for one night only. They got kind of a fan reaction from it. They asked people to tweet about it, talk about it, tell them what they felt. And there was such an outcry, such a strong passion from fans of Toonami that they announced on May 26, 2012. Coming very soon, Toonami is going to return. And
it's going to slap you in the face with its dick.
I'm going to get this out here. Me, George, and Josh, and Matthew couldn't be with us this episode. Our geekdom, pretty much who we are,
comes from Toonami.
I'd have to say, yeah, a large portion of that comes from Toonami. Without question.
Comes from Dragon Ball Z being on at 5 o'clock every day when I get home from school.
Hell yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right on. If anybody doesn't know, Toonami was, because you might be a little young, it was really big in the 90s. The idea was that they would show anime in the afternoon. And they started doing Toonami at nighttime, too. And it was hosted by this robot, Tom, on his spaceship. And it was pretty much the first time that there was like an anime run of shows on American television that I can think of. Like it was new. Because anime had this huge boom in America in the 90s. And
well, I mean, not the only, or maybe the only consistent. Because I'm thinking like Sailor Moon was on what was it, Fox or?
No, I'm not saying the first time to show anime. I'm saying the first time to show an anime in like together in a group.
Okay.
I think they were the first to do that because
Captors as well.
because before that, like, you got Speed Racer was on.
Wait, is Speed Racer actually an anime?
Yeah.
Fuck, I did not realize that.
Thundercats was on in the 80s, Voltron. Those were all animes, but I think
it was the first grouping, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it was the first time to say, like, hey, let's marathon nothing but anime shows. And to our very Americanized sensibilities that we all had as kids, to see these shows that had more violence and a serious edge, they blew our fucking minds. 'Cause there was nothing like Dragon Ball Z on TV.
I'm pretty sure Yu Yu Hakusho taught me how to swear.
Yeah. I mean, we were actually seeing, people fighting and the tone was serious. And, they say that kids shouldn't be watch this kind of stuff or it's too violent. Fuck that. Kids should watch this stuff. Kids like stuff like this. And it pretty much just dominated, I think, animation in the mid to late 90s and early 2000s. And it went away. It broke our hearts, but Toonami went away. Adult Swim kind of took over. But now they're bringing Toonami back.
Screwed it.
Yeah, then Adult Swim fucked What Was Beautiful. But now, I guess Toonami's coming back, and I don't know what shows they're showing. I don't know if they're going to show Gundam Wing and...
Oh my god, don't even get me excited. I mean, I know most Gundam fans hate Gundam Wing, but... Fuck you.
You know what? I'll say it right now. If they bring it back and they start showing, like, Gundam Wing, Ronin Warriors...
Ronin Warriors!
Seriously, if they start doing stuff like that, like their old school stuff, I'd even watch Sailor Moon reruns. I'm not lying.
Hey, I watched some Powerpuff Girl reruns the other day.
Yeah, so...
That's just because it was on Boomerang, but, whatever.
Hey, I was right there with you. That and Johnny Bravo.
You guys were watching Johnny Bravo?
I was not watching Johnny Bravo. I couldn't do it. The Powerpuff Girls was so hard to sit through, I couldn't watch a second episode. I was like, this is so awkward!
Okay, but before
then you wonder how you did it as a kid.
Right, well no, now I'm thinking, I'm 23 and I'm watching Powerpuff Girls, you fucking loser.
Yeah, compared to the other things you do with your time that aren't lame.
Hey, exactly.
Oh. I see. Alright, so tell me what you guys have been up to. The listeners want to know. Like, what have you been up to, George?
I got my Amazon package in the mails, which is Dazed and Confused, Criterion Collection Blu-ray. Got the first 4 Game of Thrones books. Ooh. Got the Percy Jackson collection. Got Patton on Blu-ray, 40th Anniversary Edition, so it's a cool-ass booklet.
Right on.
And... I bought Chronicle.
Keep going.
Shit, wait. What's the other thing I bought?
I'm almost there.
Percy Jackson.
No, I said Percy Jackson already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Damn it, Josh, pay attention.
Almost Famous Blu-ray came.
Well, all my shit came too.
Yep.
So.
Well, I also ordered mine way after you did.
Are you sure? Did you order? You didn't know? I thought you ordered the Dazed and Confused and the Almost Famous on the same day as I did.
I waited till last week.
Oh. Okay.
They were all still the same price, thank God.
Yeah, my stuff came too, and I didn't buy Chronicle, but I rented it last Friday and watched it with Dad because he hadn't seen it.
Bought it, so I have the Lost Footage edition, and I'm pretty excited to watch that, but I don't want to watch it by myself.
Understandable. All right, Josh, what have you been up to?
I've been sleeping. That's really about it.
All right, that's great.
Woo! Time to be excited. Oh,
yeah.
Hey Josh, by the way, real quick, I have your Hulk and Iron Man.
Okay.
Is that the name of his dildos?
No, he let my girlfriend borrow his movies, so I currently have them now.
Or did he let your girlfriend borrow his dildos?
No.
I have to admit, the Hulk and Iron Man are a pretty good name for dildos.
They really are.
I mean, it's true. It's like Toy Story, Buzz and Woody. They were meant to be toys in another story. A much, much darker story.
You have a horrible mind.
That's really fucked up.
Wow, this is new. I have a horrible mind. Wow.
Hey, I'm supposed to be the sick one here.
Yeah.
Maybe I am maybe I'm Magneto.
Fuck you.
Maybe we were backwards.
No, I'm not the cripple.
Yeah, Josh, me and George had a talk where we realized that we were the Charles Xavier in Eric Lecture of Geek Meets World.
Really?
He
Yeah.
came to this conclusion. I really didn't. I had nothing to
You
do with
agreed
this.
with it when I said it.
I like the idea. That's why. I want to be fucking Magneto. Who the fuck doesn't want to be Magneto?
You make a valid point.
Thank you.
Eh.
Everybody wants to be Michael Fassbender made it sexy to be Magneto.
Well, anybody can make it sexy to be Magneto.
True.
But Michael Fassbender especially made it sexy to be Magneto. Oh, by the way, I watched X-Men First Class 3 times this weekend. Because
I couldn't sit through First Class 3 different times in a weekend. Can't do it.
that's how I am. I could watch a movie many, many times.
I ended up finding too many problems with it when I kept rewatching it.
Well, there is like all those nitpicks we were finding with Avengers. There's a lot of that in X-Men First Class.
Oh yeah.
Like, they established the fact that those suits they're wearing are bulletproof, and then within that same time, like, we know what happens to Xavier at the end of that movie, and I'm kind of going, wait a minute. Well, those are shitty suits. That's a pretty bad design, Hank. And, well, you know what? Any problem that came with that movie, though, was just because if somebody doesn't know, they had to make an X-Men movie quickly to keep the rights, so they hired Matthew Vaughn, and he literally had something like 9 months to make that movie, which is not a long time to plan out a whole movie. So what we're seeing is him coming in quickly, working on a screenplay, getting actors, making a movie, and trying to get it finished. So for what it is, it's a damn fine piece of filmmaking. The fact that he was rushed like that. And I'll say right now, it's still worth watching many times because James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender in particular kill it in that movie.
I don't disagree. I end up completely nitpicking the entire movie.
But, yeah, there's problems like with some of the plot stuff and some stuff with Shaw, and, but mainly, yeah, whenever James McAvoy's on screen as Charles Xavier, which is luckily most of the movie.
You have Nerdwood.
And he's doing something, he's so compelling and in character and in the zone as Charles Xavier that he's just he kind of carries the film on his shoulders. The more I watch it, the more I see that his performance is actually the key performance. More so than Michael Fassbender, because Magneto has a lot of meat to his character, but the movie moves quickly and works so well as it does because of Charles Xavier and how he is. And, watched it 3 times, I still like it a lot. I didn't watch Super 8, it premiered this weekend, but I couldn't catch it, but I hadn't seen it since last year. And I watched Inception for the 24th time. So.
You have an addiction to that movie.
I love Inception. I can't deny it. And I watched Chronicle. I was gonna rent Haywire, but it was rented out, and
You know, I want to see Haywire. I really fucking do.
I did too.
What?
What's wrong, Scoob?
Quadrophenia is getting a Criterion release?
That's a worthy bit of news to hear. By the way, I got 2 Criterions this weekend, and they're beautiful.
You got another one?
Yeah, I ordered another one.
What?
What's the name of it? It's got a foreign title. Hold on, I'm gonna have to go look on my Amazon to see what it is.
I think I'm gonna have to buy this.
I think you might have to find some money, Scoob.
Oh, I've got money. When's it? August 28th. For those of you who don't know, Quadrophenia by The Who is my favorite album of all time. And they made a movie back in the late 70s.
Lahane's the movie I got.
Ah.
Okay. I had to go look it up because I was like, I can't remember.
Josh was just explaining his love for The Who.
Justified. The Who's awesome. Quadrophenia the movie has always kind of got I don't know if I should say mixed, but it's kind of one of those, whenever you make a rock opera, it's just one of those movies that it's got a cult following, and that's probably why Criterion's releasing it, because they release films that kind of get lost. Quadrophenia is kind of forgotten about from people that aren't Who. You know, if you're a Who fan, you know about it, but the movie, it kind of got lost there for a while and just has this cult following. So Criterion, what they do is they normally find more obscure films or films that have some artistic merit that deserve a good release, and they give it the best release and packaging it could probably get. And they don't always do that. Like Dazed and Confused really isn't a obscure movie, and neither is Benjamin Button, but there is a certain level of quality you have to be to get on the Criterion Collection. And I think we all agree, so does every movie buff, that they pretty much release the best DVD and Blu-rays on the market.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
except that Criterion has me offended in one area of expertise here.
What?
How has Apocalypse Now never made Criterion?
Well, they can't always get the rights to movies.
Ah.
Like Apocalypse Now is owned by a major studio and has been getting, and besides that, Apocalypse Now has gotten some great releases already.
True, but, you know, I would probably buy it again if it got a Criterion release.
I would too.
Even though I already own it twice. Yeah, I own the DVD dossier collection. Yeah. I own the Blu-ray collection. I would buy Criterion.
They try to find more obscure films most of the time, and Apocalypse Now is not obscure, like even slightly.
I just, you know.
No, I wish every movie was released through Criterion, but that's just not how it works.
Well, not every movie.
I wouldn't mind.
First Class doesn't deserve a fucking Criterion release.
Hey, I bought a few Criterion movies that were dog shit, but because they like had some kind of art to them that got released on Criterion, like some 60s French foreign, like fucking French films that are like really kind of terrible, but they were influential somehow in film, so Criterion releases them.
Do you think that Harry Potter would get a Criterion release?
Don't you ever say that.
You know, did you ever see somebody did some Photoshop covers for every Harry Potter film on Criterion, and they were beautiful. There's actually a website called, it's something like fakecriterioncovers.com where people Photoshop and make their own Criterion covers and stuff and DVDs, and it's amazing. And it's some movies that you're sitting there wondering why Criterion hasn't released them, but I think a couple of the Harry Potter movies would be worth it to be released on Criterion. I don't think the first ones, but I think like Prisoner of Azkaban, sure.
Prisoner of Azkaban, I would easily call that my favorite.
I'd have no problem seeing that in the Criterion release.
Of course, now, you know, going back to our idea of starting a porno company, I'm saying Prisoners of Azkaban.
Yeah. I wonder if we could get away with taking the Criterion Collection. I wonder if we could get that name.
I'm gonna go with the Criterion Initiative.
Oh, I'm here to recruit you. What? Did you see that? It was this funny thing on the internet where it kept having Spider-Man was like he had to recruit guys to help him fight to travel time, and he goes, "I know the two guys to do it," and then he recruits Bill and Ted. And it says Bill and Ted and Spider-Man's Excellent Avengers.
Wow.
It blew
Randy,
my mind.
what do you know about a movie called Down by Law?
Down by Law. Is it a new movie?
No.
Let me check. Oh, Tom.
From 86.
Oh, Jim Jarmusch. Yeah, I've never.
Tom Waits, John Laurie. Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I've read about it. I know a lot about Jim Jarmusch, though. Like he did this. He did that movie Dead Man with Johnny Depp, this western, and Broken Flowers with Bill Murray. And I've seen some of his movies. He's kind of this strange indie filmmaker, but he's definitely somebody that gets like Criterion releases.
I was just curious because it is getting a Criterion release.
Yeah, he makes these really strange, like, I can't even describe his films. He makes some of the most original, strange movies. Like his film Dead Man, the Johnny Depp western, it's all in black and white. And it's got this weird, like, Pink Floyd-like soundtrack. And it's got all these long monologues about, like, philosophical things. And Johnny Depp's traveling through this world where it's kind of a mix of a fantasy with a reality. You would probably really dig it. It's an interesting movie. It's back when Johnny Depp was actually making like experimental and interesting movies.
What about Being John Malkovich?
Oh, that's a fantastic film.
Isn't that the one where John Cusack crawls through the
yes, it
thing
is.
And he becomes the famous actor?
John Malkovich. Yeah, Charlie Kaufman wrote that in Spike Jonze film. That's one of the... I have no problem saying that's one of the best movies ever. That's a great movie.
It is interesting. It's getting a Criterion release.
That makes me I might actually buy that because that's one of my all-time favorite movies. It's a badass little movie.
Okay, I'm done talking about movies.
No more
Why?
Criterion. Josh, last episode, the first half was like really chill and relax with Jay, and then George came in, and once Jay left, and me and George started talking about movies and stuff, it got so fucking serious, Geek. I mean, I can't tell you. It got hardcore. Once we got on Count of Monte Cristo.
that was the big kick.
That's what put it over the top. Like Josh and George. My mom says she loves you guys.
Oh.
Tell her I said I love her.
I figured she'd yell at us for me not visiting before I left.
Josh said that you love him, basically.
I said I love her too.
Yeah, that. Say that for me too. Sure.
Yeah. Why not?
Just throw it out there.
All right, I'm gonna read some of the news that happened this.
Before you do that,
What?
Joshy, this will excite us, at least I know. Even though apparently it has shit reviews, there was a trailer that we recently saw for a movie called Exit Humanity, which is a Civil War zombie movie.
Oh yeah.
And its Blu-ray release is June 19th.
Cool.
Did it get a straight to video?
I think so.
It probably played at some film festivals, but it never got a theatrical.
That reminds me, Randy, I saw Dark Shadows.
Oh, you did?
It was actually pretty good.
I've been hearing nothing but bad things.
It was strange, and it was dark and creepy, and it had some funny parts, but it was actually really good.
Yeah, the only thing I heard that people were complaining about was that they said it was kind of an unfocused movie, like it's uneven or something. I don't like the tone is kind of everywhere.
I'll admit that the plot does jump a little bit, but
yeah, I heard the tone's
good.
kind of everywhere. Like you can't really describe what, like if it's a comedy or a dark movie or drama. Like, I mean, I read a lot about it, but I am interested in seeing it, but I'm not going out to pay the money. See it in the theater. There's few movies I'm gonna go out and pay to see in the theater these days. I mean, unless there's like some discount going on, but you know, right now I'm $7 matinee. I'd rather just wait and rent a movie. 'Cause at my house, just like everyone else today, I got a huge TV, sound system. A Blu-ray quality movie looks just as good to me, you know. Here's some news. I know you guys don't follow this kind of stuff, but this past week or so, the Cannes Film Festival's been going on. Yes, people, I didn't say Cannes or Cannes, it's Cannes Film Festival. And they've done a lot of shit. There was some footage of Django Unchained. There was some footage of Paul Thomas Anderson's follow-up to There'll Be Blood, The Master. They released trailers. Wes Anderson's new film Moonrise Kingdom got screened there. So, I won't go into too much detail, but a lot of shit's been going on within the movie industry at the film festival, and it's been pretty exciting. Like, some of the films they've been showing there are going to be films we're going to be talking about at the end of the year as probably some of the best ones. I'm pretty sure we're all excited about Django Unchained as...
I am, anyway.
Yeah.
Although I will miss Joseph Gordon-Levitt being in it.
Yeah, well, I was reading about it. Apparently he didn't have a big role anyway. So, you know, I would be upset if he was going to be in the whole movie, but if he was just going to be in a cameo, whatever.
Whatever, we get Looper. That's what's important.
We get fucking Looper. And he's in Dark Knight Rises.
And that.
I'm going to talk a little bit about The Master, just because for movie people out there, if anybody knows who Paul Thomas Anderson is, he did Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, and There'll Be Blood, which is like often ranked as one of the best films of the last decade. And his new film, The Master, stars Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman, and from what we know, it's about a guy who comes back from World War II, starts his own religion that catches on, and then he recruits a guy as his right-hand man, who's Joaquin Phoenix's character, and he slowly starts to see how this guy is like this insane manipulator and how he's kind of using these people. And it's supposed to be kind of based off the history of the start of Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard. And PTA couldn't get the film made originally because he couldn't get the money, but then a billionaire's daughter gave him $40 million to make the film. And
wow.
Now it's being released by the Weinstein Company, and they showed some stuff at Con, and it looks fucking awesome. It looks like, we're talking about best films of the year like Batman and stuff, but for artistic movies, those kind of films where this film looks like that movie, like that ambitious drama film that we only get once every few years. So I'm extremely excited about this movie. And anything about somebody psychologically trying to control people and the masses and stuff is a good story to me. So excited about that. And also, they showed that movie Lawless, the Shia LaBeouf, Tom Hardy movie, film festival. But beyond that, that was all going on. I mean, and also another trailer came out this week. It was a big trailer week. The trailer for the new James Bond movie Skyfall was released this week, and I don't know about you guys. I had quite the big boner for it.
Josh is not a Bond fan, so he can't be included in this, but
wait,
me.
Josh has found something British that he doesn't love.
He's never been a Bond fan.
It's part of their culture like this.
I don't know.
That's insane. Did you watch Casino Royale?
Yeah.
You didn't like Casino Royale?
It's not that I didn't like it. I'm not a Bond fan.
So he liked it as a movie. He just doesn't get wood over Bond like we do, especially Daniel Craig.
Well, it's not just James Bond though, but I just, if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. Casino Royale's a good movie, so I expect a good movie. That's my thing. I mean, I'll say it right now. There's plenty of shitty James Bond movies. Holy fuck. There's some of the Roger Moore ones are terrible movies. And
let's not forget that Pierce Brosnan fellow.
Pierce Bronson, he was in a couple of movies that I thought are dog. A Die Another Day is a piece of shit, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, he's only been Pierce Brosnan had what, 3?
4.
4.
And only one of them was great. The other 3 range from mediocre to terrible.
Which one was great? The first one?
Yeah, GoldenEye.
Yeah.
That was the great one, and then he followed it up with some In fact, it's funny enough, he's probably most famous for the N64 game that spawned from his franchise.
God, such a good game, though. Such a good game.
Because that's often ranked as one of the greatest games of all time. You might be more interested in this one, Josh, because Sam Mendes is doing this one. The guy directed American Beauty and Road to Perdition.
Mm-hmm. And
this one is apparently a much more, director's vision, serious kind of film. Like, these Daniel Craig films are really separating themselves from the Bond canon, a lot of the cliches of James Bond, and they're taking themselves a lot more seriously. They're kind of doing what Christopher Nolan is doing with Batman. They're doing that with James Bond right now and making really interesting character-driven Bond films.
I mean, you still have your cliche, Bond sleeps with any woman that looks his way because they get wet for him.
But the cliches used to be all the movies were. Now it's just part of a story. Like Casino Royale, he does that, but he does it makes sense.
It's not the main part of his character,
no.
Like it was for Pierce Brosnan. That was all his character was, and it
annoyed the shit out of
him. That's all any of the
Bonds have done. That's what Sean Connery did. That's what all the Bonds have ever done.
I feel like Connery had a lot of seriousness to him, though.
He did have seriousness, but he still just slept with women, and we didn't really, like the next movie he'd be with different women. Daniel Craig's Bond is still fucked up about his one love.
Yeah.
Like, he's a more complex Bond. And, he acts his ass off in these movies. I mean, you really can't praise him enough. He's gritty. He fits the part physically. Like, he seems tough. He's just really, it was good casting, and
I'm just gonna say it right now. It's gonna be on my top 10.
I'd be surprised, because if you watch a trailer, every shot, they're shooting this with the Alexis camera, which is the new hot digital camera, and Roger Deakins is shooting this, and if you don't know who that is, he's probably the top 10 best cinematographers ever. He shot all the Coen brothers films. He's just a genius, and this film, just from the shots, it looks gorgeous. like, just, I can't even explain it. There's scenes in this, and the dialogue and the way that Bond says stuff like, there's men coming here to kill us, we're gonna kill them first. It just gets you pumped up. It looks like an intense, and I got a few things. Ralph Fiennes is in it. Javier Bardem is the bad guy. I mean, come the fuck on. How could you not be excited about this movie? It's got too many good things about it.
It does. And it just the trailer
it's a great
gives
trailer.
you what you want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just awesome.
Yeah, it looks like a very interesting, it kind of looks like an art house action movie. Like, it looks like it has this artistic stuff to it, yet it also looks like it's got a lot of action to it. And, I was damn excited before because of the director and who they had working on this. But after seeing the trailer, now I'm like, alright, this is immediately shot up to one of the most anticipated movies for 2012. And I want to say it's coming out November 23rd or something like that.
I think you're right.
Like late November. Because I think
it's definitely November. I mean,
yeah, that's when they released the last two Bond films.
November 9th.
Okay. And, yeah, love Casino Royale. I'm very mixed on Quantum of Solace. It's not near as good as Casino Royale.
I still like Quantum of Solace, though. I think it's a good movie.
Daniel Craig's very good in it.
I know you hate it for the shaky cam. I ignore the shaky cam.
What? Yeah, I got it's just a problem. Like the camera, it shakes the whole movie. Like the action scenes are cool, but there's so much shaky cam that you can't really see what's happening. And that problem wasn't there in Casino Royale. And this film doesn't look like there's any shaky cam though, from the trailer. So I'm excited. You got Academy Award-winning director making a James Bond film. It's
oh shit! I didn't even think about the fact we've got Hobbit in December.
Yeah.
Oh man.
2012 is going to be a big year.
It's going to be hard to make this top 10 list. Avengers is going to be on it no matter what.
Yeah, I highly doubt that no one's going to have Avengers.
The Hobbit, Prometheus, Dark Knight Rises. Depending on what Jeremy Renner gives me, maybe The Bourne Legacy.
I'm pretty sure Looper's going to be on mine.
When's Looper?
I want to say September.
Oh, shit.
But Looper's definitely going to be on mine because that movie just looks like it gets me. And then right now, I'm going to say probably Cabin in the Woods is probably going to make mine. I don't know where.
And Men in Black 3 is going to suck.
And Chronicle right now is still my favorite movie of 2012. I just rewatched it on Friday, and I still like that movie better than any film I've seen so far. So something has yet to surpass Chronicle, but we really haven't gotten into the best movie so far this year. We're not there yet. There's a lot coming out. Oh, Django Unchained. We named it earlier, but that's definitely Tarantino's follow-up to Inglourious Bastards. Come on.
I don't know how I feel about a Taken 2.
I think it's a weird idea. Because what I like about Taken is that it's a guy who retired and he comes out for this one.
Well, I see what the they're basically continuing the story from 1.
I know. I don't know. I just feel like it just feels like they're trying to cash in.
Well, it's Liam Neeson. Of course, they're trying to cash in.
I mean, I love the shit out of Taken, but I kind of like it as its own standalone movie.
Exactly. Are we scared for Men in Black 3? Because we've only got what 4 days till this is out. 3.
I'm very scared. I don't like Men in Black 2 at all. Men in Black 2 is one of the worst sequels that I ever saw. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, Men in Black 1 is the Ghostbusters of the 90s. It is a great sci-fi comedy. The first one. I don't know about the third one. It could be good, though. I'm not gonna criticize until I see it, because you never know. But as far as being excited about it, no. I don't have high expectations. Which is probably better. It's probably better not to go in with high expectations.
Pretty much.
Why go in with expectations that the movie probably is not going to meet? Better go in just kind of be surprised if it's good. That's how I feel. I mean, that's how I'm going into Spider-Man. So.
I have hopes. I have high hopes.
I have hopes too, but I'm not going in expecting it to be like a great movie. Like if it's just a good movie and good, I'll be all right. Cause
I don't know where I'm gonna get the money to see all these movies that I have to see this fucking year.
You're just gonna have to wait till the Dollar Theater.
Jesus.
Comes around. You see the movie 8 months after it's been out.
Hey guys, did you see that movie? Yeah. months ago.
Yeah, George, you remember how you couldn't be on any of our podcasts in July? Like, not one of them?
Okay, September 28th is Looper, by the way.
Damn, I had my month right.
I didn't know Emily Blunt was going to be in it.
Oh, also for some geeks out there, some heartbreaking news. Dan Harmon, the showrunner and creator of Community, was fired last week. So, Community got a season 4, but now that he's not on it, I don't know what the quality's going to be. But I'm a big Community fan. I think it's the best geek show on television. And I'm scared that the quality will drop, but we'll have to wait and see. And just so me and George can get this out of the way, we're not going to talk about it much because we're saving it for a later episode. Yes, we're still watching Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones!
And yes, we still love Game of Thrones. Nothing has changed. Pretty much how we acted last time, we still feel that same way about Game of Thrones. We haven't
still got wood.
Yeah, we haven't had a little breakup. And I'm just going to say this right now before we talk about the episode. If there's been any argument about who the hottest chick on the show has been so far, it is now officially Robb Stark's woman. I don't care what anyone says. After seeing her naked, she's officially the best looking chick that was ever on Game of Thrones.
I'm not bringing that into my review of that episode.
I'm not either, but
I just like to say that Robb Stark gave a hot dicking.
But yeah, I like how I'm talking about the chick and George is more like, man, did you see Robb Stark's dick? Right? I mean, if you're a man and you just got to see this chick for a few shots. There's a shot of her ass, and she wears her boots throughout the scene and gets naked, and she has just an amazing body.
She does have a killer ass. You know what would suck about living in this universe, though?
What?
Is they all wear so much buttons on their clothes.
Right?
And
Yeah.
in, like, knots and shit. Like, I would not be aroused anymore by the time I get undressed.
I don't know. Once she got naked, I kind of forgot that there was anything.
I'm sitting there for 20 minutes trying to undo my coat.
You could never not do it without your armor on. You would just have to pull off like whatever's keeping your dick in there and just.
Yeah, basically, you just have to hop too.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, my armor's on. This is how we're gonna have to do it, baby. Sorry. It might be uncomfortable for you.
I feel like I need to point this out.
What?
This is kind of awkward for me. I love Hangover, and I like Hangover 2, but I'm really pissed that they're talking 3.
Wait, Hangover 2? I saw that. It was like I hit rewind on Hangover 1 and just watched the movie over again.
I'm fine with that. You can hate on 2. I like I said, I like it. It was not
European Vacation.
Fun. But they're doing a 3. Why?
'Cause Hangover 2 made like $600 million worldwide. That's why.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, when I don't pay attention to the money they make.
Yeah. Hangover makes a lot of money, that's why. They're gonna keep making those movies. I wouldn't even be surprised if we get a Hangover 4.
This is disappointing.
They're making money off that franchise. They're not gonna quit making those movies.
Well, hopefully Bradley Cooper and Zach Galifianakis both do what they did for the second one. Won't do it unless it's a good script. It was at least a good script for 2. Come on.
No. I don't agree. I don't like Hangover 2, so I can't be with you on that one.
I like 2, though. I don't love it. I'm saying.
I'm not gonna argue about it. I just don't like it. It's not my thing. I'll say this right now, though. I'm not a big fan of Hangover 1, so I think it's probably the most overrated comedy of the last 10 years.
I'm not going to say it's not overrated. I agree with you on
I
that.
think if I could have seen that movie before all the hype, I probably would have really liked it. I saw it like after it was out a couple weeks and it made all that money and everybody was saying it was the best comedy in years. And you just go and you're like, this is funny, but it's not that funny. And, it was one of those movies that unfortunately got overhyped for me. Like, it's unfortunate. Like, if you don't see a film early, I warn you, if a film's coming out and you have that feeling it's going to get overhyped, go see it before you start hearing all your friends and shit talk about how great it is, because you could end up disappointed. You gotta be careful. I had friends that happened to with Dark Knight. As great as Dark Knight is, they went and saw it like a month after it was out, after everybody told them how amazing it was, and they were a little disappointed. Because it wasn't as great as your imagination makes it. Because what film can meet your imagination? Your mind, can think up shit. So, also a little tidbit about Game of Thrones. Coming up this Sunday, they're doing the big battle episode, Blackwater. And I was reading about it, because they did I want to say it was like Variety or something. They did an article with the guys who are the showrunners of the show, the producers, what is his name? D.W. Wise and David Benoff. Is that their name?
No idea.
But anyway, they were talking about how they almost didn't have the money, that they were actually going to do the whole Blackwater episode from like a very small place while the battle took place outside and we didn't really see it. They were going to basically do what they did with Tyrion last year, where we don't see the battle. So they went to HBO and basically begged on their knees to get the money to shoot this battle sequence, to get the extra money, and they got it, so we are seeing it. And they could have shot the battle on land to make it cheaper, but they wanted to keep it a naval battle because that's what it is in the book. So I haven't read the book, so I don't know if it'll meet what book fans want, but as a non-book fan, I'm very excited to see a large-scale battle sequence on Game.
I'm sad to say I'm pretty sure I already know the outcome.
Well, despite that, I'm just excited to see if they pull it off. If they pull off like an hour-long episode of battle that's exciting and and they said already it has more special effects in it than any single episode of the show has had so far. Like, apparently there's going to be a lot of CGI in this episode, and so far the CGI has been almost perfect in my opinion. I can't really think of a time I thought any of the CGI in the show was, like, mediocre. The direwolves look great, the dragons look great, the backgrounds all look great. But they haven't had to do a big, apparently some of the ships and stuff are going to be CGI in this episode, so I don't know how it's going to look. But, needless to say, I'm going to get down in my living room, I'm going to have the fucking Bose up loud, I'm watching this episode hardcore, because this whole season's been building towards this fucking episode. There's
only one episode I think that you and I universally agree it just wasn't good. It was 3.
It was good, it just wasn't
it didn't live up to the rest of the season, is what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
and when you look at the rest of the season, that episode wasn't good.
Yeah, in comparison to the rest of the season, but as a standalone episode of a television show, it wasn't a bad.
No, I agree. Yeah, it was a good episode, but when you're looking at the other episodes that I've been getting mad wood for, I'm just like, no.
And it keeps getting better. The last few episodes,
the last 3 episodes have just been slapping you in the face with its cock.
Yeah, they've just been the dialogue.
I use that analogy too much. I really got to stop.
Game of Thrones has a lot of cock to slap you with, George.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem.
Lot. All right, well, we've been going on for 40 minutes, so I think we might as well just jump into our topic, I guess. Victories in Geekdom, which basically, because of Toonami coming back, I was going to make this a Toonami episode, but I figured that was almost a bad idea because since we're doing an anime episode eventually, and a lot of the animes we're going to talk about we watched on Toonami, it'd be kind of...
So we're just going to discuss the fact that we're excited for it, which we already have.
Yeah, and how Toonami basically inspired, in a lot of ways influenced our geekdom.
Other victories as well.
Yeah, it's basically the idea of when, as geeks, we were excited for something or something failed and it came back, like basically when we won, when something went our way. And it was great to be a geek that day. And one of them had to be this year, 2012. The Avengers came out.
Good movie. Seen it twice now.
We had to watch a bunch of Marvel films build up to this, and we didn't know what the final outcome was going to be. We heard about it back, long time ago, and we were like, okay. None of us believed this day would ever come, I don't think. I don't think we ever thought it would be a reality like this.
And I never thought that comic book movies would get this big.
Yeah, me neither. And here we are.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Here we are to the point where it's almost made $1.2 billion worldwide. It's, everyone thinks it's great, and we had to watch a bunch of series of films beforehand that were mostly pretty good movies, and we saw a comic book universe come to life on the big screen this year, like we'd never seen it before. And I just, as a geek, it was kind of one of those moments you kind of want to cry that it even happened, So that's definitely a victory. I think we could say we won.
Hell yeah.
Because not only did we win personally, we won on a mass level where people who ever criticized comic books or said that they couldn't be part of the mainstream like that it was just for geeks. Well, the box office returns speak for themselves.
Well, hey, I'm pretty sure that the guy sitting beside me at the drive-ins on Saturday, I'm pretty sure his girlfriend made them leave, because I'm pretty sure he was getting a blowjob, and I'm thinking he said Scarlett Johansson instead of whatever the fuck her name was, because they left halfway through the movie.
I'll say this right now, if it was my first time to see that movie and I was with the girl and she wanted to give me head during it, I would tell her to fucking leave me alone. I'll say that right now. I stand by that. If she's like, I want to suck your dick right now, and I'd be like, listen, you can after, but right now, no. I'm watching the fucking movie. I never got that with people. Like, I had friends who did that all the time. Like, I'd have friends who go see movies and they'd make out during the movie. I go, dude, you just paid to make out where you could have made out at your house, in a car, anywhere. And you just paid the money to go see a movie. And then I asked what movie they went to go see, and they went to go see a really good movie. And I'm like, well, did you watch it? No, we just kind of made out and screwed around during the movie. To me, that makes no sense. I don't know why you would go pay to see a movie.
I completely agree.
I mean,
a waste.
Yeah, it's just a waste of your time. Like,
if you need a dark room, just go to your room, turn the lights off, shut the blinds.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're into the excitement of being in public like that, but at the same time, I think you're just kind of being an asshole if you want to show people in public that you're getting it on with someone. It's like, why should they care? You're just trying to make yourself feel better, or you're just being stupid because...
Well, I'm pretty sure, when I went to see 10,000 BC, there was a couple behind us, and the girl was sucking his dick.
Damn.
But I'm pretty sure he was watching the movie.
Yeah, I mean, and there's sometimes it's just one of those things that's like, if it's an empty theater, whatever, but if you're in an audience full of people, you're just being inappropriate if you're doing stuff like that. Like, that kind of shit annoys me. I don't want to be sitting in a theater and a couple in front of me is making out or something while I'm watching the fucking movie.
Well, in the middle of the movie, my friend says to me, I hear her slurping on it.
That's why he had the popcorn in his lap. But, I don't know. I mean, if you want to do it, whatever, but I'm saying you paid to do that, so I don't know why. I don't know why you'd go pay to do something like that. You could just do that shit for free. Why waste your time?
Exactly.
But yeah, that was a big geek victory. Yeah, the comic book movies in general, though, like, I guess we could say it kicked off kind of with Blade in the late 90s, and then X-Men, and then Spider-Man, but the fact that as geeks, we pretty much dominate the film Hollywood right now. Like, money is made because of stuff that we made popular.
Yep.
They're making all this billions of dollars off properties that we were fans of way before they were making movies of them. So, I don't, it's as much of a victory as it is, I guess, a curse, because it might have taken away something that made them more like, they are getting Hollywoodized, and maybe down the road we'll get a bunch of string of shitty comic book movies and we'll be kind of upset that this is what it's become. But as of right now, it's been pretty badass.
You mean like the Hulk?
You shut your mouth. Hey, I'll say it right now. I'll defend it. I don't dislike Ang Lee's The Hulk. I do not think that's a terrible movie. I think people had hype for that movie and they went and got disappointed, but I think that's not a bad...
But it's not the Incredible Hulk. Let's be honest here.
Heck, it's not even the, 10 minutes of the Hulk that's in the Avengers.
That's because the Avengers Hulk was badass.
It's not even as good as the few minutes of the Hulk of the... it's not even as good as that.
I will tell you what, though. Going to see it Saturday, it was the first time my girlfriend had seen it, and she was not aware that there would not be Edward Norton as the Hulk. And
that would be horrible!
She has a big thing for Edward Norton, so let the not Edward Norton bitch fest begin there. I was like, listen, Marvel dicked him over. It's not his fault. Don't be mad at Mark Ruffalo.
That'd be horrible to walk in and not even know that.
She didn't. She had no idea.
That would be. Oh, I couldn't even imagine.
She freaked out. That's not Mark. Or she was like, "That's not Edward Norton. Who's that?"
Well, the thing that makes me mad is people saying that Mark Ruffalo is better than Edward Norton. I'm like, listen, he had better written material as the Hulk than Edward Norton did. but his acting to me wasn't any better than I'm not saying that Edward Norton was better, but people say
I'm not saying either was worse.
Yeah,
or better.
That's what I agree with.
Bringing something different to the table.
Yeah,
and you can't ignore that fact.
Yeah, people are just jumping on because it's in the Avengers. They're just jumping on like, oh, Mark Ruffalo, he did the best Hulk ever. I'm like, well, most of the best Hulk scenes in that movie aren't even him. It's when he's the Hulk, and those are scenes that Joss Whedon wrote.
That's Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, that's not Mark.
Fuck you.
So I mean, if Edward Norton had been in the movie saying his lines of dialogue, I'm pretty sure they would have been just as good coming out of his mouth as they did out of Mark Ruffalo's. I mean, both of them are good actors, so...
They're both great actors, I'd say.
Yeah, they are both great.
Not as universally recognized.
My thing with Edward Norton is just I really wanted to see Edward Norton on screen with Robert Downey Jr. Like, that was a big deal for me. I wanted to see that, and I didn't get to see it, and it kind of hurt. But Mark Ruffalo played kind of a more, I thought, sympathetic, and his chemistry with Tony Stark worked better with Mark. I think Edward Norton, I don't know if I could have bought their relationship as much with Tony Stark telling him, that, no, you're better than this and stuff. I don't know, Edward Norton is someone where I'm like, you don't need to tell Edward Norton this. He knows this. Mark Ruffalo, he's a little bit more sympathetic in his face than Edward Norton is, to me. And,
I enjoyed that. I liked how
I did too.
Trying to connect with the Hulk.
I actually, in our review, I was upset I didn't bring that up. That was actually one of my more favorite parts because that was one of the parts where Tony Stark felt so sincere in that movie.
When I watched it again, I was like, wow, this scene is really fucking good.
It is. It brought me back to Iron Man 1 because I've always said this. I think somewhere in Iron Man 2 along the way they kind of lost what Robert Downey Jr. was doing with the character in the first one. And I just rewatched Iron Man 1 and there's that scene where he gets pissed and he has the repulsor rays and he shoots out the glass in his place and he goes to fucking like to blow up his weapons and stuff. And Pepper comes to him later and he's like, no, there's just another mission. He goes, I need to do this. And he's fucking great in that movie. Robert Downey Jr. is so complete from a character point, from point A to point B in acting in that movie. And there's some great glimpses of that in the Avengers. And that's a scene in that where he's talking to Bruce Banner in that scene. Pretty much every scene they have together on the helicarrier is just a really sweet, nice little scene.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have brought that up more in the review because there was scenes like that I really liked between them. And who knew that Bruce Banner and Tony Stark would be the two that would hit it off.
Yeah. Josh, have you overdosed on cocaine over there?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, because you just kind of dropped off.
Like, I think Matthew's here more than you are right now.
Oh!
He's texting me stuff.
Just chill.
Doing your thing.
I'm chilling.
Alright, some other geek victories that I could think of. We can't say that we've got the victory in video game movies yet. That hasn't happened. They're still mostly shitty.
Unless we get one badass Assassin's Creed movie.
Yeah, unless that changes everything.
Which I don't even know if we would get an Assassin's Creed movie, but...
But the thing about emo geeks was when we did that episode, the idea was about things that we had lost and things that geeked and upset us, but, here's the reverse thing. Here's things that happened in my life that was badass. When, I got presents for Christmas that were things I really wanted. Not the toys I lost, but the toys I got, or the DVDs I've gotten, or, the posters I've gotten, or, I think I get more joy out of being a geek than I do failure. You get disappointed because as a geek you build things up in your head and you want them to be great and you have those Phantom Menace moments in your life. But, or Batman and Robin, you have to deal with that. Because people who think Batman and Robin is bad, okay, but people who are comic book fans, like Batman fans, it hurts 100 times worse to see that movie than it does if you're not one. And but in my life, I can honestly say that more good things have happened to me by being a geek than bad things. Except maybe getting girls. I doubt I've gotten girls more from being a geek than I have not. But
Yeah, well, no, my geekdom has never affected me.
It's not affecting. I just never picked up a chick by being a geek. Like, it's never helped me. It never affected me, but it never helped me. Like, I never was able to use it to my advantage that I can remember. You know? I mean, I guess it depends on the chick, but most of the time. I don't think your knowledge of Star Wars is going to get a lady all wet down there. I mean, this is why Russell has no chance of getting a girl, because that's all he knows of Star Wars.
Oh.
Burn, Sammy Hagar.
Don't worry, he doesn't listen to this.
I know.
That's what we love about this, Josh. We said we could just talk shit about people we know that don't listen, and just to prove the fact that they don't listen.
True.
It just makes it it just makes them look bad in the end. They can't even defend themselves. The bastards. So, you guys thought of anything like? I'm thinking we need an idea for an episode soon that has some real meat to it. Because I've been kind of busy because we've been planning. We're going to my family. We're going to Niagara Falls tomorrow to go to the casino and kind of hang out. And then over the weekend, I'm going to a concert and all this stuff. And I got a lot going on Memorial Day weekend. And then the last weekend, I've been doing a lot of stuff. So I haven't been able to really think of stuff. Because I've been kind of...
I wish I could remember. I had a great episode thought up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to think of it.
I'll tell people this. We're kind of in a dry spell right now. Nothing's really coming out. Like, there's not a movie coming out that's such a big movie that we need... Like, we don't have an Avengers coming out for a little while.
I mean, we have July planned.
Yeah, we have July figured out, but we're having a dry spell because there's no new TV show coming out. There's no... I don't think there's a video game out right now that's...
me and Josh walked into GameStop the other day, and we were sitting there looking at the shelf like, holy shit, there are 7 games at least that I want between, I believe, October and next February.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, holy goddamn, maybe we just needed a video game episode. We haven't had one.
I know. I wish you could get Matthew on for that one.
Well, Matthew's not dependable, it seems, so...
You know, that's what happened on Saturday. We were going to record on Saturday. And,
well, that was all of us.
I still would have recorded with just Matthew.
Well, no. I wasn't here. Josh wasn't there.
Yeah. Matthew, I called him first, and he was just like, I don't know what I'm doing today. You know, and that's the problem with Matthew. When he's not working, he always has something else going on. And I love having Matthew on the show. He just, he's kind of difficult to get on here. I do think we should have I do think we should very soon do that DVD commentary thing. Now that we all have Dazed and Confused, Jay owns it. You guys have it. I have it. I say we get that ready. You know, just do our DVD commentaries because I'm sure, you know, we'll do that at nighttime. We'll all just pick a night that we all have time to do it. We'll just sit around for a couple hours, bullshit during the movie, and upload it. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I mean, I think it's only an hour and 40 minutes, so it's not a long movie, so we can just sit around, do an episode, have fun, drink some beers. It'll be like we're hanging out together, but not.
I wish I had beer.
I have beer.
I don't have
lots of beer.
I haven't drank in like 2.5 weeks.
I haven't drank in a week.
Really?
I had a beer yesterday.
At my house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit. I've been getting up early, eating big meals, and then riding my bike. So that's what I've been.
What are you, healthy?
I have been getting healthy, yes. Man, I've been trying to fix myself up. I had that acid reflux, and so I've been trying to eat good things and like just exercise and get myself like just feeling better because I sit around too damn much.
Hey, that's why I'm playing some tennis right now, man.
Yeah, Wii tennis.
I am right now.
Yeah, but now that it's warm out, I'm like shit. I'm not gonna stay inside. I'm gonna go out and I bought some shit at a garage sale. I bought a Planet Hollywood mug because I thought the fuck, and I bought something else that was really cool. I can't remember. I almost bought a lunchbox, a Power Rangers lunchbox, because I thought I'd just start bringing my lunch to work in a Power Rangers lunchbox. I don't know why. It just seemed like a cool idea at the time. In retrospect, maybe it wasn't.
Maybe not.
But it was only a couple dollars. This lady has a garage sale that she keeps like down for my house, and she has some great stuff. I don't think it's her stuff. She gets stuff donated.
I thought she stole it.
No,
I was thinking the same thing.
No, she gets stuff donated, and she just sells it at a garage sale. So, did you see this? Russell posted this. Mewtwo and I share a birthday.
Yeah.
However, I am not a cyclic clone. Damn. Oh, Russell. Holy crap.
What?
I just saw a picture of a girl that I guess I'm Facebook friends with, where she had a before and after picture of herself.
I guess I'm Facebook friends with her.
Okay, I am Facebook friend. Well, I don't know her, but she put up a thing where she's like before and now, 135 pounds lost, and you guys should see this fucking picture.
That good?
It's just like, it's kind of hard to believe. I don't know if it almost seems fake. Well,
why don't you copy the link and put it in the...
I'm just in awe of it right now. Hold on, here it is. You guys tell... I'm friends with her. I don't know who the hell she is. But...
Content is currently unavailable.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you gotta F5 it.
F5 it?
Yeah.
I have an F5.
That's how you cheat the system. No, he's gotta F5 the link.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
I've got an F5. It refreshed the page. Content's still currently unavailable.
Yeah, it's going to be unavailable, but he has the ability to F5 it from that girl's picture, and it'll take it to an off-site.
Really? That's interesting.
Well,
you could even do it, technically.
Well, I'm gonna be lazy about it, so.
Well.
Anyway, it's a chick that looks like she weighs... She says she lost 135 pounds, but it's a chick who looks like she weighs 300 pounds in one photo, and then the next photo she looks like she weighs like 120 pounds. And she's incredibly attractive in the second picture.
Well, I figured as much, the way you would have... What about it?
Have you guys ever had that where you see a fat girl and you think that if she was thin, she'd probably be pretty damn good looking?
Yeah.
I hate to say that because it sounds mean, but I have seen it where she's got a really pretty face, but she weighs like 300 pounds.
I have an ex like that.
Oh, and you're like, man, if she just lost like, that weight, I'd hit that. But then probably she wouldn't hit me if that happened. It's like the stand-up comedian I saw a long time ago where he had lost like 120 pounds, and he said before that he was walking with a girl. And she said, hey Bob, if you lose 100 pounds, I'll fuck you. And he goes, if I lost 100 pounds, I wouldn't fuck you. And I'm like, yeah, cause, not to be mean, but some big girls out there, they're easy to get some loving from. Just saying.
Well, did you see the Godzilla movie I tagged Matthew in?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
I want to bring that up, because that's a big part of geekdom. I'll
even throw that in as a win.
Yeah, that was a win. You're talking to, it's Gojira, which is Japanese for Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
You got the Japanese release of Godzilla and the American release of Godzilla in this really awesome collectible case for $6.
Yep. It's pretty badass.
It's true.
I'm actually, I want to see how much that goes for on Amazon.
Oh, by the way, Josh, I really dig your Facebook background image.
Oh, you mean at the top?
Yeah. I saw that months ago, but it's still cool.
Thank you.
Because it really is like I want a poster of that on my wall so bad.
The
trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, so did either one of you watch the last episode of House last night?
Nope.
No.
Because I don't watch House anymore, but I know it ended. So, I was just wondering if it ended.
Someone said he basically died.
I was wondering what happened. I'm never going to really watch it because I'd have to catch up on 3 years of show, but I was wondering if at the end he saw some kind of crazy sickness in the last 5 minutes.
It goes for $7 or $8 on Amazon. It's the 70th anniversary edition is what it is.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The Godzilla.
I didn't know there was a Criterion Collection version.
Yeah. Well, that's considered a classic film.
I can't believe it's been 70 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's considered a classic just by, like, Godzilla.
I almost bought it.
Godzilla's
George really tried to convince me to buy it.
And I tried to convince him to buy it just to rub it in Matthew's face.
That would piss Matthew off.
It would, I know. That's why I told him to do it.
Also, the thing with Criterion is that I don't know if you guys remember Laserdisc back in the 90s, but it was kind of the pre-DVD. Like it was trying to do what DVD did, but not as well. Before DVD just kicked its ass. But Criterion was one of the early people to use Laserdisc because at the time it was better than VHS, and they released a lot of movies on Criterion, like Akira and RoboCop and. A lot of famous movies were released by them at that time, and those are, I think it costs an outrageous amount of money to buy some of those Laserdiscs now.
We actually found Akira yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I got that on Blu-ray, but...
Yeah, it was sitting in FYE.
Hey, you guys look at that. I know. It's,
interrupting my game of golf.
I know.
All right.
It's just funny to me.
What is Akira about?
It's Chronicle, but an anime.
Ah.
Okay, now I'll tell you what it's about. Because it's probably the most famous anime movie ever made that I can think of. It's about it's Neo Tokyo. It's Tokyo after World War III, after there basically was a nuclear explosion that pretty much destroyed everything. And, it's dystopian, and it's about this biker gang at the beginning. And their friend, Tetsuo, he's in the biker gang. He gets taken by the government after he's in this accident with somebody who escaped from a facility. This little blue kid. And he basically gets experimented on, and they give him telekinetic powers.
Okay.
And basically, it's about him. Basically, it's about him breaking out of the government facility. His friends in the biker gang trying to find him. His best friend Kaneda trying to find him and help him. And all this revolves around the secret of being known as Akira. And Akira had something to do with the nuclear explosion that caused the destruction of Tokyo. And Tetsuo, when he gets loose, is basically Andrew in Chronicle. Except a lot more violent and bloody.
So he's the apex predator?
He's the apex predator. And it's basically about teenage angst, but combined with telekinetic powers, and it deals a lot with philosophy. And
are you just trying to get Josh to watch it?
No, it is a major. It's just a major, like, philosophical film. Always was. Akira. It deals a lot with a man becoming a god, basically, and if God's existence is just man reaching a certain height of a level of power, basically, and how far the government really goes with their experiments, what's right, what's wrong, and it doesn't really have much. It's kind of it's a hard film. It's very confusing, and it's not very linear and put together, but it's to show you the city. And they give you this idea, and it's to create this new kind of art form, and the animation was groundbreaking. Like, till this day, it's one of the best visual animated films ever. They used moving backgrounds and stuff. It was one of the first movies to do this, and it's really violent, and it's just an experience, good or bad. You're never gonna forget watching this movie. And it's a great achievement in art and filmmaking in general, but art in itself. Akira is a very relevant piece of art. But I think you would dig it, but it's a surreal ass, crazy ass movie.
Hey George,
What?
you notice the pill on the back of his jacket?
What,
On the
Kaneda?
back of what jacket?
On the
Akira?
cover, there's the main character.
Kaneda.
Yeah.
Had,
The white and red pill, is it?
or white and blue, or red and blue.
Okay, red and blue.
So look
What about
familiar.
Red and blue pill. I obviously it should. I just don't know.
Hold on. Come on, Google, move a little faster.
Did you guys see that Google Chrome now became the #1 web browser in the world?
No.
It just happened, I guess, in the last week.
If I played a lot in the stocks, I would say that Microsoft must feel like Apple's bitch, and Yahoo must feel like Google's bitch. Apple stock currently costs over $500, and Google over $6.
Yahoo's been Google's bitch for so long that it's not...
I know, but I've never
relevant
seen
anymore.
their stock difference. Whereas Yahoo stock is $15, not $600.
Who the hell uses Yahoo anymore? I mean, I still go on there sometimes, but
I
compared to
don't.
Google...
I get on my Yahoo Mail, but that's it.
Yeah, compared to... I use Yahoo Messenger, but compared to Google, God...
I use Yahoo on my phone. Just because for some reason that's the home screen on my internet browser.
Yeah?
I don't know if it's because my main email account is my Yahoo account.
Yeah.
But anyway, for some reason it won't load, George. Gerard Way's jacket for his Killjoy character has, it's a blue and white pill on the back.
Oh.
And, I don't know if you know about the fact that My Chemical Romance, they really like Japan, and they're kind of big in Japan.
I have no doubt that he's a huge fan of Akira. Just the way his art is and the way he is, I doubt that he doesn't love the shit out of that movie.
You just made me realize that there's something we've never talked about on this show.
What?
The Umbrella Academy.
Well, we really haven't talked a lot about comic books outside of superhero one, outside of Batman and stuff.
Yeah.
We haven't had a comic book episode.
I feel like, okay, there we go. We're getting material here.
It's true.
Just saying.
That's true. We do have some. I mean, but it'll basically be me and you talking about Preacher, me talking about Transmetropolitan, Josh talking about the first couple issues, first trades Transmetropolitan, then skipping on to the end of Transmetropolitan. And Josh was like, you know what I really liked? The ending.
Hey, Ed, if anybody wants to give me $40 so I can buy the middle of Transmetropolitan, I'd really appreciate it.
If anyone's a big fan of Geek Me's World, hey, all I'm saying is, you can go look up my Amazon wish list. It's alright. Oh, by the way, guess what?
Why?
Dad was on the phone with them, and he was on with a guy, and they were in the office at Wizards, and Dad was telling him about our podcast because he was just talking about the store, and the dude said he was going to go listen and get some of the guys in the office to listen because apparently they spend a lot of their time listening to podcasts and stuff, so...
hopefully they're not offended easily because we have made a lot of...
So, I mean, I don't know if it's for certain, but Dad said the guy seemed pretty legit. They said, he asked Dad, he wrote it down where to go look this up.
Do you realize that if Wizards actually liked our podcast...
That would help substantially.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Because the guy's on Facebook and he has 75,000 friends. And, and
he's a friend whore, but okay.
And Dad's got his number and talks to him, so, I was like, hey, if you talk to him again and he liked it, pimp us out on that Facebook page. Because I'm pretty sure if he puts up on there, hey, go listen to this podcast. But I just want to know if he's listening to this or anybody from the Wizards place, thank you. If you're listening at all. I don't know if you guys are.
True
Send
story.
me free cards.
Yeah, well, I mean,
or
I don't.
all cards, hey, whatever.
I don't play Magic, but I sell Magic cards and I deal with them. I have nothing against them, and these two guys here play Magic, so we are fans.
You need to come over and play some Magic, actually.
I was thinking about that last night before I went to bed because I set my phone down.
I haven't been in school in 2 weeks. I haven't played Magic at all.
I know. I set my phone down and I looked at my box of cards and I went, I miss Magic.
Oh.
I don't know if these posters are legit because it's all in Spanish, but they're fucking sweet. They look legit, but
I love how we just all died off.
Sorry, I was looking at these posters. These Batman posters. I mean, I love the shit out of these ones.
Yeah.
I think those are pretty sweet. I mean, apparently they're official, like just character posters that were released. But I don't know.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they're pretty neat, actually.
I got the check because T-Fury is having a grab bag day. For $6, they give you a random shirt. And basically, as long as you don't own a lot of the shirts, you're going to get an awesome shirt.
I forgot.
I don't own any of their shirts.
Hey, George, this is a chance that maybe
I can get my Game of Thrones shirt.
Well, maybe Dad will smile upon you, and for $8.75 shipped, you can get a Game of Thrones shirt.
There you go.
You got 8 hours. Or you're going to get a random shirt that you'll probably love anyway. It just won't be Game of Thrones.
Josh.
Getting a Doctor Who shirt you wanted.
Josh.
What?
Did you read that cracked article about like people who became famous by being super like geeks fans, and they had David Tennant on there for Doctor Who?
No.
Because he was such a big Doctor Who fan, that's how he got the role.
Really?
That's what Crack said.
It's kind of awesome.
5 celebrities who got famous by being obsessed. Luna Lovegood from the Harry Potter movies, like apparently she was just this hardcore fan that stood in line all the time and was such a hardcore fan like that she was in the hospital and she got out just to go buy a new Harry Potter book. And she went and auditioned for that role and knew so much about Harry Potter that they gave her the role because of just how obsessed she was with Harry Potter.
Super geek.
Yes.
She's a geek. Super geek.
So
She's
Winra,
super geeky.
that gives me and George the hope that if we become such big Game of Thrones fans,
we're gonna go try out for Game of Thrones.
and they'll be like, you know what? You guys could be in this episode. Yeah, a young obsessed Doctor Who fan whose school teachers had to tell him to shut up about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He literally got to live his dream.
Yeah, he was a talented kid and Tennant
I'm jealous.
Forging himself a successful career in Shakespearean stage productions until one day while recording a radio play, he learned of a project that was being recorded next door, a Doctor Who animation, being produced in an attempt to revive the series after a 14-year hiatus. This was Tennant's big break. He crashed in production and managed somehow to convince the director to give him a small role. Now that his foot was in the door, he was able to audition for the role. He was born to play once the series geared up again, and guess what? He lost to Christopher Eccleston. Oh, but they gave Tennant a role a year later, and Tennant went on to be voted the best version of the Doctor ever by the fans. Which makes sense, because he knew the character better than anyone in the history of the universe, and if this wasn't a big enough screw you to the realities who mocked his obsession, he also married the daughter of Peter Davison, the 5th Doctor, because apparently his good fortune just wasn't impossible enough already. God damn, David Tennant, quit being awesome!
He is awesome.
Like, he's starting to piss me off.
Damn it, David Tennant, you're too awesome. I'm mad at you. Fuck off.
Quit making me want to suck your dick. Stop it. Stop it. Josh always told me you were sexy, but I didn't believe.
I did what now?
Josh, you have to admit, he's a good-looking man.
Who, David Tennant?
Yes.
Of course.
He's a good-looking man.
It's not something I have to admit. That's just fact.
That's not even a subjective thing. Fuck. What are we talking about here?
I mean, have you seen that hair?
I watched that, I can't remember, it was like a miniseries. I think it was called Blackpool, and it was like this musical, and he was playing a cop in it. It was so fucking weird. It was this British series. You used to could watch it on YouTube, and then they took it down. But I've always wanted to find it again. I saw it years ago. I've been itchy the last fucking week. I don't know if it's mosquito bites or something.
You got crabs.
Yeah, because that's perfectly possible. Josh, did I tell you me and Dad go to the casino? We went to Goodwill today and bought really cheap-ass suits, and we're going to wear them to the casino.
I saw his comment.
I said to George, so we could look like assholes more than usual. I loved it. Dad just had this idea. He goes, let's wear suits. And I was like, suits? He goes, yeah, but shitty ones. I was like, what? He goes, we'll go to Goodwill and buy suits. I thought he was joking. This morning we go to Goodwill, and he picks out the most awful thing. I was like, okay, Dad. You know what? Fuck it. Why not? Mine has a vest. It's awesome.
Nice.
Right? Josh, when you get back, me and you're gonna have to start some kind of video series. I don't know what. Like, me and Matthew always talked about this, and me and Russell always talked about this, but they were both too fucking lazy to actually do it. I actually think we should, I don't know, come up with a premise for some kind of series. And
I'm sorry, have you met me?
I have, but we actually get things done.
I'm kind of lazy.
He is very lazy.
Yeah, but if you say you're gonna do something, do it. We get it done. We did the Nameless Vigilante. That was a lot of work. So I think we should come up with something. I don't know. Something simple, but just something to kind of go with Geek Meets World. So this whole thing isn't just set up with just podcasting. Maybe we could start doing a video thing with Geek Meets World. Do the Wayne's World version of Geek Meets World. Right?
You know, that doesn't even sound like a bad idea.
It's not. We can get a basement. No, but
you just do it from the back room of the store.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not against it, man. I'll set the camera up, but we can just start doing video Geek Meets World stuff. I'll tell you, just kind of videos to go with, just to go with our podcast, and we, we kind of make this just a thing where we do videos, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, when we get around to when Horror Fest or Comic Con next year, we'll actually have. It can all be officially Geek Meets World. That's who we can represent when we go to shit now.
If we ever go to shit.
Well, I'm gonna try. That's all I'm saying. And but no, I'm thinking we need to advertise ourselves as much as we can. I was even thinking about getting, just some. I don't know. I was thinking about just getting some stuff made up so we could advertise. I was thinking about even making us shirts and sending you guys all shirts, just for the fuck of it, so we had them. I don't care.
Gonna be advertising while we walk around the streets.
Hell yeah. What is this Geek Meets World that is on your shirt, sir? Well,
it is everything.
'Tis a podcast. Do you like Game of Thrones? Yes, I do. Do you like pornography? Oh my, yes, of course, I like Game of Thrones. Well, listen to Geek Meets World.
Ridiculous.
Oh, and also one more thing to point at Game of Thrones. As much people want to criticize all the sex and stuff, they actually did a romantic sex scene.
And we didn't actually see the sex.
And I gotta say, I was emotionally invested in that scene. It was a very sweet, compelling romantic character scene. The way that the dialogue built up and the music, I was like, fuck. Yeah. You kinda fall in love with it. It's a very nice piece of writing. And how can you not love Robb Stark? I mean, you just do. There's no way. Ba-na-na-na-na.
Fly like an eagle.
Yeah, George, and your masquerades with
Seal.
Yes. being high and playing Wii tennis.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what the fuck I'm talking.
Actually, it was Wii boxing.
Oh, it was boxing. God, I could see being high and playing that and it just kicking your ass.
Nope, no. It beat me the first time, but then I came back, I was pissed. I fucking took this bitch down.
You had that Rocky montage?
Dude.
Hey Josh, would you be against us making a video with Wii boxing and you lose to the computer and then we do this Rocky montage where you're training for Wii boxing?
Dun, dun, dun.
And
I'm
you're not
flexing my thumbs or something.
Yeah, you're not even doing anything. We had the music da da da.
I'll be down soon.
And then we'll do that. And we'll do that. Then you just go and then we go back and you lose again.
That would be interesting. Though I've been telling George, ever since I got my new phone, I downloaded this chess game.
Yeah.
And this chess game has kicked my ass. And George, I'll bring it up right now. I will load it up. see here. Play stats. I have won against this chess game once. I have drawn twice, and I have lost 28 times. This game kicks my ass.
I thought you said you lost 40 times.
You know, guys,
I was exaggerating.
I just remember the cool thing I bought at the garage sale. Sorry to do this, but I bought this fucking Speed Racer, the Speed Racer car, and it had batteries in it, and it's this nice little, like, really well-made little Speed Racer car, and I was like, what does this thing do? And I hit play, it goes around in circles.
Really?
It's badass.
It's awesome.
You know, I love to collect Speed Racer things.
Josh, I gotta ask you one more question. If I say 2 shirts, will I get 2 different random shirts?
Yes.
I'm going for it. I'm going 2.
I think so.
Just to increase my chances.
Bite the pillow. George is going in dry.
Yeah, I think if you pick 2 shirts, I mean, and for that matter, you're paying, what, $17 for 2 shirts shipped to you? When you'd be paying $17 for a shirt like this at a store?
Yep.
And basically, you can't go wrong. I mean, even if you don't get the shirt that you wanted, you're going to get a really awesome shirt. I love T-Fury.
I'm going to go with the cheapest shipping possible, even though I don't like the idea that FedEx says 7 to 20 days.
Well, that's why I go with...
Hey, George, Josh had to order something from China. Sometimes you have to be patient.
Yeah. No, I always go with is it the 275 is the 3 to 5 day shipping?
I don't have a 275, I guess. Well, technically I do, but I think that's the FedEx Smart Post. It's 7 to 20, but because it's 2 shirts, I think they're charging me double.
They'll get there
So I'll
quick.
just go with the 7 to 20.
You saw that whenever I'd order a shirt off of T-Fury, I got it within the week of ordering it.
Done.
Nice.
Well done, sir.
And maybe, hey, just maybe, Dad will smile upon you and you'll
And I
get
get 2
Adventure
shirts
Time
I
shirt.
want?
Well, you'll get the Adventure Time shirt.
Oh my god.
You're not worthy.
Shut up. I want my Adventure Time shirt.
Thou'st not worthy.
Did you see the Adventure Time shirt, Randy?
Yeah.
The Guardians of Sunshine?
Mhm.
That shirt's awesome.
Oh, did George tell you about our one episode idea? I forgot. We actually had a really good idea for an episode, Guilty Pleasures, where we talk about shit that, you know, is kind of hated, but we love it. So you and George can finally talk about why you like the Spirit.
Not even necessarily hated, just, you know,
It's one of those
maybe
things
not,
you don't like to admit.
Well, yeah.
Things you shouldn't tell people you watch.
Well, yeah, but normally that means that there's something bad about it, so that's all I'm saying. No, I mean, most of the time that's what it is.
I gotta be honest, I really want this Power Ranger shirt that's already in the gallery. It's morphine time.
Uh-huh.
Also, I also want to do an overrated episode where we talk about stuff that we think's overrated.
Stuff that's overrated.
Yeah, because I have plenty of things I could talk about.
1 shell, 2 shell, red shell, blue shell.
I mean, heck, I just got done reading The Great Gatsby, so I'm pretty inspired to talk about things that are overrated.
Here.
I'm pretty damn inspired.
I'm still in the middle of The Great Gatsby. You're getting there.
It's not bad. It's just to be often ranked as like in the top 10 greatest novels of all time. I'm kind of like, you have a stick up your ass. Sorry.
You have to be...
I've read at least 100 books that were better than this.
It also depends on how you're looking at the book.
Yeah, I know everything within context. Here's the way I think about it. The thing when something gets overrated, the fault belongs to the people who overrate it, not the work itself.
Yeah.
The work itself should not be criticized. The Great Gatsby is a fine book.
Because technically, if you look at it, anything that, like, any kind of, any work that an author along the lines of F. Scott Fitzgerald did is overrated. I mean, they're all overrated. Because it's one of those things that somebody went, wow, this is actually really good, and then it slowly got this following, and then it became overhyped, and then that's how anything goes whenever it gains too much of a following.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And the idea of what we're going to talk about overrated is we're not just going to talk about things we find overrated, but how something basically becomes overrated.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd even say that the Harry Potter books are overrated.
Yeah, because they're so popular.
Mm-hmm. I would hold anything that Ernest Hemingway or Douglas Adams or Hunter Thompson wrote in higher regards than what
J.K. Rowling?
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling? Yeah.
Yeah, what she wrote for the Harry Potter books.
Well, I think so would anybody who is like a literature.
But you know what? I would be crucified for that statement because of the fact that Harry Potter is so crucial to pop culture anymore.
It's the highest-selling book series ever.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. Yeah, that's my problem with Harry Potter fans. Once again, it's the people that deserve to be blamed, not the work itself. Harry Potter fans who act like those are the greatest books ever written, shame on you. You've done a disservice to those books.
You also have to think about The Catcher in the Rye.
That's what I call this. I call it Catcher in the Rye syndrome. That's where my whole thing started. It started with this, and when I saw Citizen Kane and Great Gatsby falls into this. It's when something was such a culture shock and important and has this huge amount of hype because of the name of the author a lot of the time and the name of the book, and people talk about it that haven't even read it or seen it, but they talk about it like they know about it because it makes them sound smart. And when you actually sit down and read it, it's not this great work that you've been hyped up all your life to read. Like, Catcher in the Rye's a good book, but your whole life you're hyped up to think this is going to be like the most life-changing experience. And you hear that title, The Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, I haven't even read it.
By J.D. Salinger.
I have no need to read it.
Yeah, you think it's going to blow your mind, and it's really just this psychological tale that takes place over a weekend. It's good, but it's not. You're like, wait, where the fuck did this become one of the most relevant things ever? And it was just one of those things where the people that were hyping it were the earliest versions of the hipsters. They've always existed.
Hey, don't insult beatniks. Hipsters are just copying.
It's that thing. It's like Great Gatsby.
That's why I said early version.
You hear that title, you're like, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. So you're like, man, that's gonna be amazing. And you look on, you look and they have it ranked as like in the top 10 greatest novels ever written. And then you read it, you're like, oh, that was good. But then you're thinking, was that one of the top 10 things I've ever read? Nope. And if it's not that, then you feel like, why did everybody hype that up? And it's just because the people who hype that up too much, they're to blame, not the work itself. Because Russ always disagrees with me with this because he's like, I don't think Great Gatsby's overrated. I'm like,
because Russell's a cunt.
Yeah, he likes to act like Citizen Kane. He'll defend that movie. And I'm like, no, that fucking movie's overrated. That's not the fucking greatest movie of all time.
It's also the way he defends The Big Lebowski. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love that movie, but he acts like it's the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah.
Russell speaks in such a pretentious way, I can't listen to him talk anyway.
You guys are so mean.
What? He makes everything, he has to say everything in the most proper way, so it makes what he's saying sound intelligent, when it never is. Oh, that was a wonderful piece of cinematography, you fucking cunt.
You couldn't just say it was a good movie.
I know.
And he does that shit, and you know it.
Well, when I say those things, like when I get all like that,
being a cunt.
Well, no, I think I word them in a way to where they don't come off that bad. Because I'm not bragging. I think I have a good way of.
I think
I have a good way of expressing things. I think I'm good with words. That when I do that praise on something, I can talk about those things like the cinematography and stuff, but it doesn't sound like I'm being pretentious. It sounds like I'm honestly talking about those things. You know, there's a difference. When people just talk about those things to make it sound great, instead of actually, like, that's how they personally, saw it and it touched them, yeah, but...
It touched them?
Yeah, it touched them.
Where did it touch them?
Where did the
angel touch you?
Where did the Catcher in the Rye touch you?
Touched by an angel.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Great Gatsby was great that it was showing like these rich people who are actually really lonely, people, and then in the middle of this guy discovers that these rich people, it's all just an act built around these pretty much soulless individuals at the end of it. It's actually kind of tragic, but it's still just like, I hate when you say, like, you're, like, not allowed to criticize those things. Like, if you say you didn't think it was one of the best things you've ever read, immediately you're not considered smart or something. You know? That's the stuff that pisses me off. I can think for myself. I don't have to think this is a great book just because everyone else officially says it is.
Exactly.
You know? And that's the key thing about overrated things, is when I get mad when they're so overrated that to even say anything negative towards them means that you're wrong.
Do you guys know how off topic we are?
Oh yeah.
Just wondering.
I like it though.
I know, so do I.
Fuck the topic. Toonami's back.
We had a topic? Yeah, Toonami! Woo, woo, woo!
Hey, you know it sucks, George. Now that cell blocks become wasteland, it's actually kind of cool now.
Is it actually awesome?
It's actually called Wasteland.
Yeah. They got 14 different beers on draft, and
Do they have a Facebook?
I don't know if they have a Facebook. Do they have a Facebook?
Probably not. They don't want a college crowd.
Dad just said that they do.
Oh, that's surprising because they don't want anything to do with
it's
college.
called
kids.
Wasteland Line. Yeah.
Live.
Live. Yeah,
They have 3 bars, and they have 3 live bands every
Clarion,
Friday.
PA, Wasteland Live. It's a location.
I actually think, Josh, you would hang out there.
I actually, just the fact that it's called Wasteland has me interested.
Because I've met the people who
Josh, just never announce yourself as a college kid.
And you know the guy who opened it, he actually has played drums for like Clapton and...
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna have Vince Neil play there. I was at Toby with him.
Yeah,
Like, he wasn't with him, but he was sitting 2 seats away from me talking about this with his business partner.
Its profile picture is a dirty American flag.
And he
And King Kong.
He actually runs a club for Johnny Depp in L.A. too. He's apparently this really famous drummer who's played with a lot of bands and does stuff.
I know he looked familiar. I knew it, but I can't fucking place it for the life of me.
Yeah, they got rid of the dance floor. It's like an eating place now, and you go see bands there. And
3 bars.
yeah, they've turned it into more like a cultural thing and less of just like a fucking dance club.
I'm good with that. I am completely okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds cool. So when you come back to town,
Dude, there was
What?
a man playing saxophone in this opening weekend photo.
Wouldn't surprise me.
You know what? If they have a blues night, I'm all over this.
This guy's gonna be mostly about rock and roll. I'm telling
George,
you. He's rock.
George, thank you.
What?
Thank you for leaving Clarion, because since you've left, we're getting a theater now that shows movies with the balcony. We're
Fuck
getting this place with cool music.
Fuck you.
You left Clarion and everything got better.
I'll come visit, and so they all shut down.
I'm going to like this page.
Clarion's, like, Josh is just going to tell you all the time how great Clarion is now. People are like, man, George, since you left, everything got awesome.
But like, Josh, don't lie. Clarion still sucks.
I'll be like, no, really.
I just went to a jazz thing, and then we went to a fucking Mel Brooks marathon. We had a great weekend.
Like,
We got really drunk in the Mel Brooks marathon.
This is how it went. It would be like, no, I went down the Wasteland, and there was this blues jazz thing going on.
Yeah, Joshy, I'm
I had
telling
this
you now,
really-
it's not gonna be a blues jazz thing.
And
Don't
I just
get
had this
excited.
really awesome conversation with the owner. And
Yeah,
then,
I doubt that. He's an asshole. I'm telling you what, he's gonna be an asshole.
And then we went to Toby, and they were strippers. And then at like 4 o'clock in the morning, me and Randy went to this Mel Brooks marathon at the Dollar Theater. It was fantastic.
And we sat in the balcony.
Together, making out, is that what you're gonna do?
Hey, at the end of the night, who knows? If we're having that good of a time.
No.
Oh, no, he'll take Krista there specifically so you can't make out with him.
No, I wouldn't. She's not old enough.
Wait, he would take Krista just to
To the
keep
theater?
He would take Krista.
Well, I just meant
Wait,
in general.
George. He would take Krista with him so I wouldn't make out with him. Because, you know, that's why he'd bring her around, so I
Yeah.
would make out with him.
He's afraid you're gonna try to make out with him, it's the whole point.
I guess so. And Krista's just going to be like, hey, I don't know, Krista might be like, you know what? I'll watch this. I don't know.
Probably, she
Us
is
making out or a Mel Brooks marathon?
She
Both.
seems she'd be into some weird shit, so that's possible.
She does. She seems like she'd be that girl that'd be like, I want to see you kiss him first. Did I ever tell you guys the story about Matthew had that girlfriend that tried that once?
I had a girlfriend that tried that once.
She messaged him on, I want to say it was MSN, and she asked Matthew to kiss me, and Matthew and her got in a big fight. And, you know, he left, and I was just sitting there like, hey, does that mean you didn't even consider it? I mean, what the hell? But, you know what's funny? He made it a big deal, but when he made it a big deal, it was in a creepy way that it was almost like he was trying to see how I acted about it. Matthew used to have a very disturbing...
Used to?
Not as bad as it used to be. Some of the posters down at the bottom are badass, too. I posted, I know it's those 3, but there's, if you scroll down. Man, fuck that new poster. These ones are all awesome. Like, if anyone
I have
listens...
such a hard time picturing Anne Hathaway as Catwoman.
You know, I do too, but I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where I go in doubting and I'm just gonna be blown away.
I hope so. I look at her and I see Love and Other Drugs and The Princess Diaries. So I see her naked.
Listen,
and
I don't want to think about it that way because that means when I look at Chris Pine, I think Princess Diaries.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh,
You know, when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker, I thought that was weird because I was like, wait, the Brokeback Mountain guy?
Brokeback Mountain, yeah.
Because he had done absolutely nothing to give me the idea that he was going to be a good Joker. He had done nothing. None of his movies prior to that film had any kind of nothing compared to the Joker. And it was just like, oh, wow, never mind.
Why is Catwoman's belt brown? That's fucking stupid.
So that's why it's acting. I liked her in the new trailer.
I don't care. Her belt should not be brown. That's fucking stupid.
Why?
Because it's fucking stupid.
I do wish that they would have done a better job with the ears and stuff. Like, I really
don't
wish
even look like they did a good job with Batman's costume for this.
It's almost the exact same costume from Dark Knight.
You would think it would be better.
Yeah, here's my thing. It's been 8 years. He hasn't made a new costume.
Yeah, exactly my point. This is stupid looking. Like, I feel like I'm gonna nitpick the shit out of this movie.
You're feeling that way about everything we've seen. That you keep saying your word.
I know. I don't know why. It's because I've been hanging out with you. I'm starting to act pretentious as fuck.
Well, I will not let you. If you start nitpicking Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight Rises, I will fuck your shit up, sir.
It's your fault.
I don't care. What? Oh God! What monster have I created? I'm gonna be Shaw. I'll create my Magneto.
Everything we see, you have to nitpick. So I've been starting to nitpick things.
What is this Carl Urban as Dredd?
He's Dredd. Judge Dredd.
Are they remaking Judge Dredd?
Yeah, it's coming out.
When?
I think next year.
I love how Josh is so behind.
What?
Yeah, Bones from Star Trek is Judge Dredd.
What?
Huh?
Though, hey, did you see that apparently Benedict Cumberbatch's character in the new Star Trek movie is Khan?
No, because I read there was rumors of that were denied, but I didn't read it was anything official.
I can't remember who told me that.
Oh, well, if you were just told that.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of arguing about that over the internet, about the whole Khan thing. And by the way, George, fuck you. I don't nitpick. Shut up.
You nitpick. Fuck you.
You nitpick everything.
You guys are making nitpick too broad. A lot of things I complain about are not nitpicking. It's a serious issue that I had with something.
I'm not saying everything you say is nitpicking, but
you nitpick a lot. A shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Which turned into me joining you in nitpicking the fuck out of the Avengers. I know, you had actual issues with the Avengers, fine.
Yeah, I
you didn't like the score and all that.
Yeah, I don't
but
think
I'm just saying
that you
did a lot of nitpicking on the Avengers, and I ended up joining you.
I think not liking a score to a movie is not a nitpick. That's something you didn't like about the movie. That's not a little thing. A score is a big part of a movie.
You didn't say that the score was a nitpick.
I don't remember anything I said that was a little thing. Pretty much anything I didn't like was a major thing for me. Like, I didn't like how the plot thing developed. That's not a nitpick. That's the plot of the movie. I can't remember any little thing I pointed out.
Most of the things we said were little things.
A lot of stuff you guys were saying was, but the things I
A lot
had
of
problems.
things we're saying too.
Tell me something. Tell me.
I don't remember. I'm not listening to the episode right now.
That's what I'm saying.
It's been a month.
I remember.
Okay, it's been 3 weeks.
I remember the things I said, and I didn't pick out little tiny things that were big problems. I picked out big problems. I didn't focus on anything little. I'll not stand for this.
Kobayashi Maru.
Oh, that's why I just stopped talking.
Oh.
It's not
I
a
mean,
Coke.
much easier than Kobayashi Maru
So we've been recording for 1 hour and 45 minutes.
with nothing else to say.
It's true.
I think that should wrap up this episode of Geek Meets World.
Yes.
Don't you mean Good Morning Westeros?
Or, you know that.
Yeah. George just giving us a new title. It's just like GMW can be anything.
Well, you know.
It can be whatever we want it to be. You know, God fucks women. Why not? Yeah, let's just do it.
Where's the M go?
The M.
You said God.
God molests women. That's...
There you go.
I didn't say molest. I said F.
Yeah, well, you
I
said
know.
MW, and then
Oh, you're right.
God fucks women.
Why did I say GFW? I'm sorry.
Cool.
Why was I thinking F? I don't know why.
No
Tool.
clue.
I'm sorry. I was trying to nitpick it.
Yeah, I know. I shall not back down.
I did want to tell you guys, but one day you came in here, George, and there was this little spot on your shirt, and it ruined everything that you were wearing that day because that little
Oh,
spot,
you like my look?
it just kind of unbalanced everything else you were doing that
You didn't
day.
like the look that day?
Yeah, it wasn't everything else you're wearing. It was just this little tiny spot on your shirt that was kind of orange. I don't know where it came from, but it just really threw the colors
Oh,
off.
make out with an Oompa Loompa.
It really took the colors off, and it just, I don't know. Hey, wait, you know what's funny? I was on Wikipedia. Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay.
I was reading something on Wikipedia, and I was like, this is gonna be funny. I was like, no, this isn't actually that interesting. I didn't want to waste your time with it.
Okay.
Sorry. I guess we're done. So, anyway, people, that's it for Geek Meets World. Victories of Geekdom.
Not that we gave you that many.
No.
This was a shitty episode overall. Not really. We enjoyed talking. We just didn't stick to topic.
Toonami's back!
Woo!
Although, did you guys notice that there's like kind of these weird graphics just in some parts of Toonami that really kind of throw off the whole balance of what they're trying to do?
Are you just being a dick now?
What?
I just feel like
Dick now. He's just being a dick now.
I feel sometimes that, so I'm being different from most of the time.
What are you talking
He's
about?
being a dick because we said he nitpicks everything.
Now I'm going to wear that with honor and just nitpick everything.
I'm sitting here going, what the fuck are you
He's gonna
talking about?
start
Graphics?
nitpicking the fucking hairs in his ass crack.
Hey, some of those hairs in my ass crack aren't right, and they deserved to be nitpicked on. Actually, nitpicking your ass crack hair sounds like some kind of dirty thing. Sounds wrong. Like, what were you doing last night? I was nitpicking Josh. What were you doing?
What?
What does that mean?
Oh, I was tweezing the hairs in his asshole.
I bet
don't
Josh
wanna
has a pretty
be here
hairy ass.
anymore. I don't feel safe.
I just see Josh, like, with his arms and his knees up to his chin, and he's swaying back and forth in his chair. He's like, what are you guys talking about?
We start putting, like, a disclaimer in all these episodes. We are going to say some sick shit.
Alright. That's it, people. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.